Good evening, everybody. Welcome to AIWF Ringside Wrestling. My name is Mad Matt Carter, and I have along with me tonight, I see Bobby Dalton coming on board. I see Sergeant Kevin Stryker, and I see the brand new AIWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Nate Diamond. I also see somebody billing themselves as number one contender, and I see the money in the piggy bank there. Yeah, I see Mr. Pigglesworth is nodding his head. So looks like we've got a good panel to kick us off tonight. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, doing good.
Doing really good. A lot better than last week.
I would say so, Nate. Congratulations. I'm glad you joined us. When I did your pre-match interview, which if everybody saw on the Mid-Atlantic page Sunday evening when the original airing of Seasons Beatings went up. I called you a friend of the show because you come on here so often, and I have to admit, you looked ready. I did not, and I don't think any of us imagined just how brutal that match was going to be. The Santa's Brawl this year. It's probably that's one of the most violent matches I've ever seen in AIWF history. And I will go back all the way to 1998 Extreme Content. Kevin Stryker, you were there. Brian Danzig and Terminator X, when they wrapped their arms up to their elbows in barbed wire and they took the ropes down off the ring and put up barbed wire in its place. Fortunately, nobody was taken to the hospital and the match went longer than 5 minutes. But when you talk about just the sheer brutality of what we saw in that ring this past Saturday night, Nate Diamond, I can't even put into words how impressed I am that not only you were able to survive that, but to come out on top and in the manner that you did it. I mean, you took and I don't want to take this the wrong way. I am not a wrestler. I've held a microphone my entire career in this business, but you took a Ricky Morton-like beating and just kept kicking out. And eventually, you just it was like you outlasted everybody. You hit that big neck breaker off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Phoenix was making all those comments that you shouldn't have been in that match. But in my humble opinion, just from watching at ringside and watching the replay back last Sunday night, Nate Diamond, man, if anybody didn't deserve to be in that match, it was Kevin Phoenix, because you hit him with a couple of devastating moves real quick, 1, 2, 3, and you had been being pummeled with devastating moves for at least the last 10 or 15 minutes of that match and just kept kicking out. How in the world did you do that?
Well, Matt, I appreciate all the comments. But first, before I answer that, due to the brutality of that match and my physical well-being at the end of that, I want to just take the time to say that I really couldn't see, and due to the outcome and the physicality of that match.
Mr. Nate Diamond, I'm gonna have to cut you off right there because I love you and I respect you as a professional wrestler. But right now you're holding something that belongs to myself and my friend right here. You see, I'm the number one contender for any champion I want in the AIWF. So Nate, congratulations, but don't get too comfortable with what kind of belongs to Dirty Joe. Let's face it.
Wow, Dirty Joe making the challenge. Listen, a week after Nate Diamond wins the title, Nate, the floor is yours. Dirty Joe has made the challenge, and he's right. He can go after any title he wants.
As I was saying before I was interrupted, I didn't get a chance to really thank the fans the way that I really wanted to. And the prestige behind this belt, most of the fans don't realize it, but going into that match, myself the other 4 contenders had held this belt. I was the only one that had not held this belt. And I know that
And
the
again, congratulations, Nate Diamond. I mean, well deserved. We haven't seen you in a while. Meanwhile, where you were sitting at home, probably just chilling out, doing whatever you needed to do. Dirty Joe was actually at the AIWF. I was in Mount Airy, winning every single time I appeared. So again, that's great and all. No disrespect towards you, my friend, but just realize one of the champions in the AIWF locker room belongs to me. And hell, why not start off with the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion?
I like it. It's contentious right from the beginning tonight, guys. We haven't got in the announcements yet. I love this. Go right ahead.
Dirty Joe, much respect. And I guess I'll just get straight to the point. When I won this belt, I didn't win it for myself. Don't get me wrong, the prestige and knowing that I am the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, the Mid-Atlantic Champion, but I won it for those fans. And so, that being said, this belt, I am only good as I can defend this belt. So, Dirty Joe and the rest of the locker room, all you have to do is step up. I have been overlooked, and I have busted my ass to be where I'm at in the AIWF.
And guess what, Nate? That makes 2 of us. You see, I've been at the AIWF for the last year now. And undefeated I've been. There's only been one person I haven't been able to take out, but that's the former AIWF heavyweight champion himself, Tyson. But we're not going to talk about that because everybody else that's been stepped in my way, I've taken them out. And Nate Diamond, I can see myself doing the same thing with you. But again, this isn't necessarily a challenge. This is more or less of a warning to not only you, but to anybody else in the AIWF locker room that's holding a championship that belongs to Dirty Joe, because I'm there to prove a point.
All right, let me prove a point to you. I've heard you ever since we've logged on here. Now you hear me. The difference between me and you, me and Tyson, we've had our battles. And I don't know what the records might show, but if I am correct, I think I'm 3 and he is 2. So
that's impressive. That's impressive. All right, but how would you like those numbers to change up?
You don't even have to be in the AIWF locker room. And matter of fact, I'm going to address something that happened at the end of that match. I didn't forget some of the stuff that was said by Kevin Phoenix. But Dirty Joe, the challenge, it's an open challenge. I'm willing to defend this because I am only as good as what my word is, and my word is everything. You want to shot at this or anybody else?
And I respect that. And I respect that, Nate.
But be ready for a fight.
Hey, and a fight is something I'm always looking for, okay? But Nate Diamond, I'm going to let you go ahead and keep that championship nice and warm for me because I think I'm going to start somewhere else within the AIWF. You see, my friend and I over here, all right, we have some big plans. So with that being said, Nate, it's not a challenge necessarily, no, but just keep Dirty Joe in the back of your head. Wherever you go with that champion, just keep my name in the back of your head. And that goes for the rest of you guys. Anybody wants a challenge, you look at Dirty Joe. Point blank, period.
Oh, okay. Dirty Joe with a...
So basically what you're telling us, if when we think of the back of your head, think of Dirty Joe. Gotcha.
I don't think that's exactly what he said, but...
What he said.
Was that Joey? Was that Joey?
Yeah, that's me. How you doing over there? Hey, congratulations there, champ, on winning the belt. You know, I believe you will be a fighting champion and you work hard. I'll tell you that match Anybody that watched that match, and I watched the replay, can't say you did not go through a war and you are not going to be a fighting champion. But I'm going to tell you something. Remember one thing, Nate Diamond, you are now the wanted man. You're walking around now with that big target on your back, and everybody wants a piece of that title now. That is significance. That represents being the best of the Mid-Atlantic right now. And you're the man right now, so enjoy it while you got it, brother. That's all I can tell you right now.
So does that mean your boy Jack, that was supposed to be so impressive Saturday night's going to be coming after that belt? He couldn't pay it long enough to win his match.
Okay. So anybody else? Go ahead. Let's get this all out in the open.
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
I'm sorry, Joey. Thank you for those kind words, but unfortunately, I'm a little. You look a little lost, like you're missing something.
Oh, I'm not lost at all. Here's something between me and you, Nate. In case you didn't notice, the flyer came out for next month. I'm on the flyer. My wrestlers on the flyer. The new tag team champions are on the flyer. Guess who's not on the flyer? The Mid-Atlantic champion. I guess they don't think maybe you'll sell tickets, Nate. Maybe that's the truth. I don't know. I haven't been here long enough to know the truth. I'm just here getting my feet wet, so to speak, and maybe I underestimated everybody. Maybe the competition is a little better than I thought it was. But that doesn't mean that for a moment at the end of this, I won't have a champion. I guarantee I will be a manager of champions. I'm not here just to be there every day for the fans. I could care less for the fans. I could care less for Nate Diamond, Matt Carter. I could care less about the #1 contender and his little pig. It's not my business whatsoever, but hey, make that pig count, brother. I would think of bigger and better things than the Mid-Atlantic title if I had that pig. But that's just me.
Thing is, you don't have the pig because you weren't able to compete in that steel cage ladder match, where even if you were to step foot in that, I would have beaten you senseless.
Nate, don't take anything Joey is saying right now to heart, okay? The only reason why him and his goon is on that poster is because the AIWF felt sorry for him for producing such a freaking loser that they had out
they
there.
feel sorry. So do you think that they're going to keep him booked at their company because they feel sorry for him, or do you think that he's going to be a draw? I think he, like you said before, he is the wild card above the bunch. He's going to keep you on the edge of your seat, and he's going to keep you thinking what's going to happen next. I guarantee that's what he's going to do. So watch yourself, because I don't think any title in the AIWF Mid-Atlantic at this point is safe to anybody.
Speaking of champions, guys, I just saw in the alerts that we have been joined by the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, Damien Wayne. Welcome, sir. Maybe he can't hear me. Maybe he's got a bad connection. But the world champion is here, I promise. So while I got a break here, and I love this hot start, let's go ahead and get into the announcements, guys. For advertising inquiries with AIWF Ringside Wrestling, including at live events of the AIWF Roku channel, $10 a month gets you a 1 to 2 minute read on this show. That's every week, and we'll include some advertisements at the live events as well. And we also have great sponsorship deals coming your way for the big anniversary show. More on that after I talk to the brass and get those details for you. But for $10 a month, you can advertise on here, and I'll give you a read like you're about to see right here. And we're going to have some people, and this is really, I'm in Concord. I still telling where Smilin Diamond Dave is. Joey Nuggs is somewhere in South Carolina, I believe. Bobby Dalton's way up in the mountains of Virginia. But if you're interested in advertising with us, we're really targeting businesses in the Mount Airy area because, that's our home base, right? So expect to maybe be hearing from some of our people that are going to be pounding the pavement around Mount Airy. If you own a small business or you've got a side project, you like to do something on the internet, maybe like graphic design or something like that, reach out to me. I have to admit, I cannot get out and pound the pavement. My schedule just will not allow it, but we've got people that are going to be doing that for us. And brother, sister, $10 a month, you're not going to get a better advertising deal anywhere like that. And it gets you something like what you're about to see here. So also, just a reminder, we are on Instagram. I'm still trying to figure out how to work that thing. So I'm gonna try to take some pictures at our big show on February 5th and get those on the Instagram page. So please bear with me. I am in my mid 40s and Instagram is kind of a mystery to me. So just bear with me. I'm figuring it out. You know, it's just taking me a little time. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as for me to figure out that as it did Twitter. We're going to be in big trouble. But anyway, all right. Our first sponsor that we have for the show is our friends at Branch Management. They are a tree service that operates in the Mount Airy and Surrey County area. As you can see, they got the big bucket truck there. They can help you with branches that are maybe too close to structures. For you property owners out there, know all about trees and liability issues, especially if you own rental property. Normal pruning for just your regular everyday folks like you and me. You know, you got a tree that's maybe got some sick branches on it or whatever that needs to come off. You can save that tree's life if you get rid of that dead wood on there a lot of times. Or they can set you up with complete tree removal. They offer very competitive rates and free estimates. They're here to serve you. Of course, again, operating in the Mount Airy and Surrey County area. You can also be eligible for a $100 referral bonus if you refer them to a new customer, so they knock $100 off of your bill. All you have to do is reach out to them. It's area code 336-325-5300 for more information to set up an appointment. That's Branch Management, and we'd like to welcome them on board AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Again, take a look at that number there in the bottom right of your screen, 336-325-5300 for more information and to set up that appointment. So be sure to give them a call, and thank you again to Branch Management for coming on board. Quickly into our announcements, and we'll get back to our discussion. Our friends at Tennessee All Pro Wrestling have a big show coming up this weekend, January 8th at the Victory Center, 5542 Manchester Highway in Morrison, Tennessee. The doors open at 6:30, bell times at 7:30. Look at that. Very affordable family fun. Adults $8, children 6 to 12, $6, kids 5 and under get in for free. Impact's Wrestling's legendary Larry D is going to be there. And it says here on the poster, what's next for the new champion? Well, only one way to find out. Get yourself out to the Victory Center this weekend. The Tennessee All Pro Wrestling is brought to you by the One Call Auction Company and One Call Delivery Service. You can see more information about them on the AIWF network page on Facebook. Also, January 8th, this is in Indiana at the Delaware County Fairgrounds. $10 gets you in general admission. It's the 2022 IPW Hall of Fame. So they're going to have inductions going into their promotion up there. Of course, you see they're brought to you by AJ's Towing, Corner to Corner Automotive, Metro Football, Salt Knife Works, and Best Way Disposal, all helping bring this to you. Doors open at 6 p.m. for this event. It's at 1210 North Wheeling Avenue. That's the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Indiana. Get ready. Bell time coming your way, 7 o'clock this weekend. Also coming up a little way down the line, friend of the show, and Jasmine Hayo is going to be on this one Saturday, January 29th at the Augusta Fairgrounds in Augusta, Georgia, 308 Hale Street. This one comes your way. And let's see here, January 29th, that's a Saturday night. Bell time is 8 p.m. VIP tickets are $12. General admission seats are $10. For more information on this big show, you can call 706-945-2676. That number again, 706-945-2676. And New Year's Revenge comes your way January 22nd, excuse me, Paris, Texas, 325 Clement Road in Paris, Texas. So Texas, get ready. Wrestling is coming your way. It's American Pride Championship Wrestling, along with, I cannot read on the other promotion, the bottom right of the screen, the colors are blending together there. But it's brought to you by Knucklehead Championship Wrestling. $15 for adults, but $20 a couple. So if you bring a girl, you can get her in for $5. That's really a good promotion. I kind of like that. Yeah,
that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, encourage dating there because, look, you can insert your joke about wrestling fans right there.
She ain't even got to be your date. She just got to be a girl or a couple. I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't even say a girl.
Yeah, don't say a girl. I mean, hell, you could show up there with another guy, I guess, if that's your thing.
Yeah, they're not going to stop.
Nugs and put her underneath his mattress when he gets done.
If what?
As long as it's not Joey Nugs, he puts her back under his mattress when he gets done.
Well, I mean, it's wow. Okay.
Jesus,
wow.
rough being Joey Nugs these days. Keep going, guys.
Yes. So, wow. Okay. And of course, the big one for us in our home.
Hey, there it is. Look, I'm on that flyer. Where's Nate? He's not on the flyer. Tyson's on the flyer.
Casey Fox is also on the flyer, and I have seen
him on the flyer.
I have seen
Nate Diamond's not on the flyer because Nate Diamond is in Florida.
Oh, you won't be there for that show?
Oh,
no.
Nate Diamond's going to be in
Florida.
Oh,
okay. Well, I can understand that. They can't advertise you if you ain't going to be there because that's false advertising, and we don't want that. I'll let you slide on that one date. Yeah.
All right, but that's coming your way Saturday, February 5th. And yes, Casey Fox will be in action defending the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Women's Championship. Our new tag team champions, Ironhead Matt Anderson and Gorilla Q, coming out of the big Reindeer Games Brawl, Reindeer Games Rumble, whatever that was. It was a wild battle royal, and it was great. It was so random. The last two guys in the ring would be crowned the tag team champions, and that is what happened. But look, let's get back to what we had, and we'll get into our analysis a little bit by little bit, but I don't want to waste anybody's time. I mean, the world champion is here. Damien Wayne, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm sure word has reached you that at the anniversary show coming up in March, Nate Diamond has been placed into a match with the world heavyweight champion. So Mid-Atlantic champion versus world champion at the anniversary show in March. I can't wait for that one. And gentlemen, I will let you make your comments on that match. Don't everybody speak up at once.
Matt, I'd like to say something.
Commissioner Dave has joined us tonight.
First off, I believe, and giving credit and roses where it's due, Nate Diamond, you probably never thought you'd ever hear me say this. But congratulations to you on your hard-fought battle. I wasn't there due to sickness. I did watch the whole show. It was a great match from the word start to the word end. You took a beating. Y'all took a beating. And as the commissioner of the Mid-Atlantic, I wanted to congratulate you. Job well done.
Wow, I never thought I'd hear that. Somebody better go outside and see if hell didn't freeze over, because I'm stunned by that comment, Nate.
Why would you say such a thing? Here's our commissioner. He is a respectful man. He's paying respect to the new Mid-Atlantic champion. Well, Why do you say these things? I don't understand this. I think you people have something out for certain people at the company. It makes me feel unsettling in my stomach. To hear these things that you talk about our commissioner this way. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's called Nate Flamingo for the last year, and it's made it pretty clear that he does not like him. So to hear him congratulate him is mind blowing.
Well,
I mean,
a man in my position, there comes a time that you got to be professional. There comes a time that you got to be respectful. Not one time in the year or over in my dealings with Nate Diamond have I ever disrespected his talent or his ability. I disrespected him, but there's a time that in my position, you've got to be fair and be honest. And I wanted to congratulate the new champ. And personally, also saying what Kevin Phoenix did, I think is going to be great for the fans. It's going to be have a lot of views when Nate Diamond takes on Damien Wayne.
I mean, all we gotta all I got to say about that is, I mean, Damien, brother, I love you, man. I hope you can hear this, but I hope you got a big stock in that roll of stuff you got in your bathroom right there, because that's Smilin Diamond Dave and Joey Nuggs is going to need a lot of that to wipe up everything they talking.
Oh,
Well, wait a minute now. You know, I ain't been on here in about 4 weeks. And I can see what I haven't missed. And Nate, I see you, and I want to get to your response to what I said to you. But to Kevin Stryker, you know, you talk a good game behind the camera. You talk a good game. You want to talk trash about me, about Joey Nuggs. But the thing is, my brother, you look where I'm at. You look where Joey Nuggs is at. And you're sitting there wishing you could be somewhere in between the greatness that we are, that you'll never be, that you've never seen, and that you never will see. Okay, Nate. Nate, go ahead. We don't need to hear what he's got to say, Nate. I would
the
love to hear
heavyweight
what
champion
you
of the
have to
world
say.
actually here in the call?
yes, he is. The world champion Damien Wayne is with us. I've been waiting for him to jump in.
Got his microphone muted.
Yeah, he's just listening right now.
You hear me now?
Oh,
There
yeah.
it is.
Champ.
There's the champ.
That's all right. Yeah, I've heard everybody's mouth running, so I've been sitting back and enjoying all the talk, and that's what it exactly is just talk.
Well, here's a chance for me to ask a question. This does not pertain to what you see on your screen. It's on Saturday, February 5th, but I'm going to go ahead and jump forward to the anniversary show coming up at the beginning of March. Damien Wayne, I'm sure you've been made aware that Kevin Phoenix has placed Nate Diamond in a match with you at the anniversary show. So we're going to have world champion against Mid-Atlantic champion. This is something I'm looking really forward to. Have you guys ever crossed paths in the ring before? I don't know. So I'd like to.
No, we have never crossed paths, and you might be looking forward to it. I'm sure in the hell looking forward to it, but I don't think Nate is.
Oh, world champion talking, Nate.
I like it.
The world
Actually,
champion
it's on
don't
the-
talk. He delivers.
Oh, I know.
But on the contrary, much respect to Damien Wayne. Personally, I've followed several years of his work and his talent. So there's much respect there. But you know, I'm a fighting champion.
I got respect for every guy that steps inside that squared circle, but it don't mean I gotta like you, and it don't mean I don't want to whip somebody's ass. So that's why I'm the world champ, because I don't give a damn.
Look at Nate. He's just grinning for like an old preacher used to say, like a possum eating fires.
I'd say you better step up your game, Nate Diamond. You're talking to the world heavyweight champion, not just the local yokels here in the Mid-Atlantic. That man's
That's all I want him to do.
He's went out there and he's wrestled the best. I'm looking forward to seeing this match in person, because I will be there at the match myself.
Joey Nuggs knows enough about Damien Wayne and what we can create. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to be glad to see you in March anyway, Damien Wayne, because Kevin Phoenix told us all that if he lost to you last year at Spring Jam, that he would retire. And Nate Diamond can surely attest to this. He was in the ring wrestling last week. So I'd certainly like to see him answer to you as why he doesn't feel like he needs to live up to that stipulation.
Well, I give credit where credit is due, and the double is due. And Kevin Phoenix was one hell of an AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, so that I can't complain about. And I think wrestling and AIWF Mid-Atlantic in itself wouldn't benefit for Kevin Phoenix to retire. He's too good of a talent. I don't like the man. I enjoyed whipping his ass and taking the title from him, but like I said, I give credit where credit is due. And I think if he's not wrestling, then it's a misfortune for professional wrestling.
Well, you know what? Coming from you, that means a whole lot. So I will officially lay off Kevin about not living up to that stipulation after hearing from the world champion, because I really cannot disagree with that.
Well, Damien Wayne, I got a question. This is the commissioner of the Mid-Atlantic. I got a question for you. What is your response, or what is your feelings about the man you defeated for the world title making this match on March the 5th, was probably out consulting you or asking you or whatever? What is your thoughts or response on that?
Well, for one, I don't need to be asked. I'm a fighting champion, and I don't care who signs the other end of that contract. Doesn't matter to me. And if you are the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, then obviously you are deserving of a title shot. So I personally have no problems with it. I will be there March 5th. I will be there with the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, and I will leave March 6th from Mount Airy, North Carolina, still your AIWF World Heavyweight Champion.
Well, that's really the response I was looking for, because ever since that you did pin Kevin Phoenix for the title, I've kept up with your reign as champion. Very, very impressive. You are a fighting champion. You turn down no challenges, regardless of who it is, where it's at, or what kind of match it is. And to me, that is very impressive and highly thought of as you as a world champion.
I appreciate that, my man. I take honor and pride representing the AIWF as a whole. I take pride in being a fighting champion. So, I go from town to town. I defend this championship with the best that I can. And I try to put AIWF on my back. I try to put everybody else with AIWF on my back. And that's all as a world champion, that's all I can do.
Well, I think you're doing a great job. I just want to let you know that. Keep up the good work, brother, is all I can say.
I appreciate it. And, Mount Airy is it's good to me, man. I enjoy coming to Mount Airy. I enjoy AIWF Mid-Atlantic. The fans there, some of them hate me, some of them like me, but I always enjoy coming there and wrestling in front of them. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to being part of the anniversary show. So it's going to be big for me also.
Any other thoughts, comments from the panel here? No? All right, let's take a look at this still shot. For those of you who have not seen the video yet, I just saw a post on the Mid-Atlantic page that Seasons Beatings will be on the Roku channel coming up in the next few weeks if you missed the premiere. Thank you, Bobby, for joining us. Bobby's leaving us, but this was right after the match, Nate Diamond. I know you remember it well, or maybe you don't exactly what happened, but Kevin Phoenix snuck up behind you with a steel chair as you were having your moment there in the ring, and then cracked you in the head with it. You didn't deserve to be the champion.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And like I said at the beginning, I was the only one of the five that had not held this championship previously, and I won't lie. You work so hard in this business, and I think that I speak for myself and the rest of the locker room. But the ultimate goal is to climb that ladder and to reach to the top. And for me that night, when I heard that bell ring, I won't lie. I was overcome with the emotions of all that hard work and the overcoming. And you know, the story of Nate Diamond is that I've had to overcome so much. And then to turn around and to have that moment of glory completely snapped by Kevin Phoenix hitting me with a steel chair, and then to grab the microphone and proceed to explain that I don't deserve this. And, you know, I said that I would address it. And like I said, much respect to Damien Wayne. And to be honest, I can't thank, I mean, I am honored not only to be a part of this anniversary show, not only to be part of the anniversary show and have my first title defense as the AIWF Mid-Atlantic champion, but I am honored to know that I get to step between those ropes, and on the other side, I get to face somebody like Damien Wayne. So yeah, he might not know much about me, but there is one thing that you will know about me. I am coming, and I will be there, and I am coming to fight.
Those are the words I love to hear.
So we're in for a battle, that's for sure, coming up at the anniversary show. Let's take a look at some of these photos that we got of the aftermath. That is former AIWF Mid-Atlantic champion Mickey Fulp and Kevin Stryker. I'm going to kind of throw this to you because you're doing commentary at ringside with Bobby Dalton and Brian Danzig. Brian Danzig made the point that he thought that Mickey Fulp was out of this match with about 5 or 10 minutes to go, I believe, or said, alluded to something like that. Because Mickey got hurt early and actually spent a majority of the match in the second half of the match outside the ring. Was that your observation? Do you think Mickey was out of it and out of contention early in that match? Because, I mean, when he went down and he was outside the ring a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he was right there in front of the commentary table. So, I mean, he was just sitting there. He was struggling to get up. Whenever he tried to get up, he would just sort of fall back down or whatever. It looked like his eyes was almost glazed over, and he just looked like he didn't know where the hell he was. Mm-hmm. I don't exactly know what. I don't remember what that, because there was a lot of stuff going on and I didn't see it. But I just know that he spent the majority of that match on the outside of the ring by the commentary table, and did show a little bit of flurry there towards the end, but then it's like all of a sudden he just disappeared again and you didn't see him again until after the final bell rung.
Yeah, it was weird. There was people at ringside that was trying to check on him because he was losing a lot of blood. He actually looks better in this picture taken post-match than he looked during the match, and he kept telling them, no, leave me alone. I'm just taking a break. I'm just resting. I'm just taking a break. I'm just resting. But like you said, every time he would try to stand up, it was like he would fall back down again. And other than that flurry at the end that you talked about, I think Brian Danzig hit the nail right on the head, that Mickey Fulp lost the Mid-Atlantic Championship halfway through that match. You know, even though the bell hadn't rung, he had lost the title.
Can I say something on this before we continue on?
Right
Do we really know if Mickey Fulp was 100% even going into this match? He's been going through wars, getting all the way up to this, losing the title before this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it may be possible. And, you know, Mid-Atlantic is not the only promotion Mickey Fulp is involved in.
Right.
So,
who knows what might have happened on the road at any of the other promotions.
But mentally, I don't know. I talked to him before the show.
Is he there all the way?
He seemed like he was good.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to him before the show, and I mean, everything seemed to be just fine with him. He was looking forward to the match. He was hell bent and ready to go. He was looking for the fight. And then, like in the first 5 minutes of the match, he was done.
Something happened, maybe.
I think the older I get, the less stomach I have for these type of matches. But for you old school fans that have been with us since the Cable 6 days in Martinsville, the violence in this match was what you would see in the late 90s. It really
Oh
was.
yeah, it was definitely it was
off
classic
the chain.
AIWF Mid-Atlantic through and through. Before it was the Mid-Atlantic, that was the wrestling that I remember when I originally managed way back 17 years ago.
Absolutely. Here's a look at Tyson. He was all cut up, and this is not. I mean, you can see a lot of the blood on him is dried up at this point, but he got what is that? He got smashed over the head with. Was it? He fell into some light bulbs or something like that, and cut the back of his neck up. Kevin Stryker, you were at ringside calling the match. I mean, I was there, but I was kind of just standing there with my jaw hung up. But
Nate Diamond, didn't you take a staple to the forehead?
No, that was
Sam Crowley.
on the outside of the ring who busted 2 of them 8-foot fluorescent light bulbs over the back of Ty's head.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah, that match was so fast paced. Even on watching on playback after when it got posted, it was something to watch.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd call that a wrestling match. It was like a back alley.
That was a
outside.
that was a straight up street fight, if you ask me.
Yeah. You see something like that at the old B-52s in Mount Airy on Saturday.
Oh yeah, definitely. That reminded me of old bunkhouse stampede. Put on some boots, your blue jeans, and go out there and get ready to kick ass.
Yeah. Can't imagine what Dusty Rhodes would have said if you'd have brought a couple of fluorescent bulbs.
Get those light bulbs out of this ring, for Pete's sake.
Oh, baby.
We ain't trying to light up the room with no light bulb today, baby.
You better screw those in somewhere. They better not come in this ring.
Exact same words I would say.
Exactly.
It was nuts, but the thing about the was Santa Claus brought those to the ring, if I remember right. Is that right, Kevin?
Santa Claus was throwing weapons into the ring. Jesus.
No, Santa Claus never brought those out. Those are something I'm assuming that or
Oh, so they were
to use under the ring.
Oh, okay.
Brought them out.
Yeah, but they were wrapped. They were wrapped in wrapping paper. I do remember that.
I remember that.
Yeah, they were wrapped, but Santa Claus never brought them out. So I'm thinking
It was a gift.
It was a gift from somebody.
Speaking of gifts, Joey Nuggs gave all the competitors in the match a gift when he came out and distracted Tyson and got him to chase you out of the arena.
Yeah, that's called payback. He caused us the television championship, and guess what? Tyson ain't your middleweight champion no more. There, he's not Mid-Atlantic champion. You can thank me later on for that, Mr. Diamond.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute, Joey. Hold on there a minute, Joey. Okay, so you're saying that Tyson cost the
Yes, you don't. Were you outside smoking a cigarette or something? Maybe getting a drink. You don't remember when he came out and interrupted the match?
Oh, no,
they even had the music play. I don't know who he pulled strings on that one with.
I remember exactly when he come out. But if I'm not mistaken, you agreed with me on this conversation not too long ago when we said that Jamal had to keep his head in the game and not be distracted.
Oh, I'm not saying by any means that this did not happen and it was not a mistake and my wrestler was not focused. But at the same time, why was he out there? That's what I want to know.
It doesn't matter. Why
it doesn't matter? Okay, we'll remember that later on if it doesn't matter. Since it doesn't matter.
What matters is Jack got too overwhelmed with Ty being out there and took his focus off the match, just like Jamal put his focus on the Titantron when James Anthony come on there and cost him the match. So
yeah,
you can't
basically the exact same thing. Yeah.
Jack screwed himself.
Yeah. It was being easily distracted. That's something these guys got to work on because we've seen it a couple.
Ty Tyson screwed himself too then. How about that?
Hey,
Continue on.
I will agree with you on that.
Speaking of which,
fair, what is it? Turnabout is fair play. One hand washes the other.
Speaking of Jack, like I said, I've seen a preliminary card, and I hope this thing holds up with the match that they're trying to put together. But one of the guys that we have seen come back to the Mid-Atlantic area who started his fandom with AIWF wrestling back in the 90s. And he's now back in the Mid-Atlantic area. He's appeared 3 times in a row now, I believe, is Greensboro's own Dangerous E. Corey Etzel. And I have been so happy to see him back. For those of you who don't know, Corey has been wrestling since the early 2000s, and at one time tipped the scales at around 600 pounds. He has lost over 300 pounds of that and is down to about 285 now. And has a lean, mean fighting machine. Now, he's one-loss record since coming back to the AIWF. Isn't what I'd call impressive, but let's give the man credit. He's lost enough weight to cover 2 whole people, or 1 if you're me. And so, I got to think for you guys at Dave, Damien, Wayne, Kevin, you guys have got a lot of experience in the ring. If you go through that dramatic of a body change, it seems to me that you're going to have to basically, I don't know if learn to wrestle again is what you got to do, but certainly there's going to have to be a major adjustment to your style and what you do to bring you success in that ring.
It's not necessarily learning how to wrestle again. It's learning where your center of gravity.
So it's a balance issue.
Damien Wayne's the world heavyweight champion. Tell us what you think about this subject, sir.
Well, I mean, first, I personally want that match. I've been wanting a match with Corey for a while now, especially since he's back. But his transformation is, freaking amazing, as you already, put over. But going from that weight difference is probably a ball of a whole bunch of different, I can't see pictures of everybody, so I'm not sure who's talking when they do, but the center of gravity, yes, your weight's so different, you're much lighter and whatnot, so it's probably so much different. I know just personally from gaining weight the difference, so I can only imagine losing that much weight and what the difference he's going through. And I'm sure it is a lot of having to reteach yourself on different things in there, because you're used to doing it one way, being that heavy, and now you're not. So I can, hats off to him, definitely.
Yeah, I got nothing but love for Corey Etzel. Hey, he was one of the commentators, one of my color commentators that I worked with at a show in Reedsville many years ago. That I had more fun in the broadcast booth that night than I can remember having in a long time working with Corey. But the reason I bring up Corey is Joey Nuggs. I don't know if you've seen the preliminary cards that they're trying to put together, but I'm sure you have. It's looking like they're trying to put together a match with Corey Etzel and Jack at the February 5th show. And I'm sorry if I brought heat on Corey, because we got the world champion saying he wants to wrestle him now. And now he's got to take on Jack on February 5th. So the road is just getting more difficult for Corey minute by minute right here.
Yeah, Corey's a good guy, and I would just like to throw some knucks with him. He's old school, like me. So I think we could put on one hell of a match.
Oh, I would definitely buy a ticket to see that. And I've been doing this for more years than I'd like to comment on, really. Joey Nuggs, any thoughts or any message you'd like to send to Corey Etzel if we do get this match signed? And hopefully next week we'll have something more official, but I know it is in the stages of being worked on.
All I know is I'll make sure that no one interferes with this match.
Okay. All right. And maybe we'll get to see that. All right. Now, let's talk about the picture that we've had on the screen for the last few minutes. We've got new Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions. Now, as you know, Pro Wrestling's DNA won the Don Carson Memorial Tournament back in the spring and became the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions. However, Murphy Costi then suffered an injury and was not able to compete. The AIWF Mid-Atlantic, Smilin Diamond Dave, Commissioner Dave, I thought you guys were more than generous about the 30-day rule, and you cut them some slack. No, he'll get better. But the injury has lingered with Murphy Costi. And so Jordan Lawrence showed up with a new partner Saturday night Hey, we're going to defend the titles like this. Kevin Stryker, what was that new guy's name that Jordan Lawrence showed up with? Do you remember off the top of your head? My notes are in another room. I do not have them.
I cannot recall what his name was right off the top of my head.
Well, and Smilin Diamond Dave will tell you, when they make a ruling that I think is bad, I will call them out on it. But when the commissioners make a ruling I think is good, they deserve credit for it. Kevin Phoenix came right out there to the interview area, and hopefully I can get that footage and bring it to you next week. And interrupted their interview. Is like, no, you can't just put together a tag team and call yourself champions and defend the titles. And then came up with the idea to change the reindeer games from a tag team turmoil type match to a battle royal type situation. And the stipulation was the last two guys in the ring became the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions. And look what you have here. Both former champions. Gorilla Q, former Mid-Atlantic champion. Matt Anderson, former tag team champion, along with Sebastian Kane. And look at this. That wrestling's odd couple. AIWF Tag Team, Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions. What are your thoughts, gentlemen? I'll just let you go around the panel with this. But this certainly struck me as weird.
Odd couple isn't the word for that, Matt.
Oh yeah.
I've had dealings with Matt Anderson. I've been in the ring with Matt Anderson. He is one tough competitor. Gorilla Q is a tough competitor. But Matt's challenge is going to keep trying to keep Gorilla Q focused and surfaced, and his head in the match, and not getting carried away if they want to keep those titles.
Well,
I can't agree 100% more with that, what he just said. That's going to be one heck of a combination. He is definitely the veteran of the two. And I've worked with Matt Anderson in many companies throughout the Carolinas. I've even had opportunity to manage him once or twice. He is definitely a great fighter, and that's going to be a great combination to see. Might be pretty interesting, might be pretty entertaining to see as well.
Well, they've got some tough competition, because just if it comes to Murphy Costington is going to be coming back at some point. And so they're going to have to deal with pro wrestling's DNA. They've also got to deal with Pretty Boy Lane and Kent Wolf, who've gotten their team back together. And now Caden Pierre has brought in Chandler Duggar from Tennessee, the Fresh Princes of the Pink Gang, who also was victorious over former tag team champions Lane and Wolf this past Saturday night. Kevin Stryker, one of the best calls in AIWF history, when Caden Pierre used a watch to knock out his opponent. And Kevin Stryker makes the call. He was putting his clock. Yes, he did, literally. And I don't think I've ever seen it since the Boogeyman was around, somebody use an actual clock to win a match. But it happened this past Saturday night. And so, guys, like you were saying, the odd couple, maybe, but they've got some tough competition looking ahead of them as we move through the winter and into the spring.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing. Mid-Atlantic definitely has a huge tag team division, definitely.
Yeah. And the one thing that I think, and again, I will agree with both Dave and Joey on this. Matt and Gorilla Q are both tough competitors. And I think that they could kind of work well. Only thing that's really going to be is language. Now they say I don't know. I've never heard him speak up until the other interview after winning, and the only thing he spoke was Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not sure how good Matt Anderson is at speaking Spanish, but I think that ultimately that could be the language barrier between the two, could be something that could be their Achilles heel.
It could be. If he's not any better than speaking Spanish than I am, they're going to be in big trouble. But I do believe Gorilla Q speaks English too. I've heard him speak English, but I think he was cutting a promo the Latino Spanish-speaking community. Basically, just reiterating what Matt Anderson said. Of course, I can't be sure. I'm not an expert on Spanish by no stretch of the imagination, but that's at least what it sounded like.
But on the other side of that, I think that Matt Anderson can be a great asset to this tag team as far as Gorilla Q. I think we all know. I don't know how long he's been in the business, but with Matt's experience and everything, I think that if Gorilla Q can listen and understand, and if I'm not sure about the language barrier or whatever, but now whether Matt Anderson can speak fluent Spanish or understand him, or likewise if Gorilla Q can understand Matt, I think that Matt can definitely give some pointers to Gorilla Q, and I think that we might be surprised with what this tag team has to show us.
Yeah, I look forward to great things from them, that's for sure. Hopefully we can get some of that video footage for everybody next week, so we can actually hear that interview that they cut after the match. Was very interesting, and I think tells a lot. But congratulations! I mean, we had 2 championships change hands this past Saturday night. It was a first for me. As long as I've been around in wrestling, I have never got to work a major holiday show, but I have worked a New Year's Day show now. Now all I need is a Christmas and a Thanksgiving, and I'll feel like I've completed the trifecta. So maybe we can make that happen sometime in the next few years. But anyway, so it certainly was a great show. And gentlemen, we're getting close to our time running out. So any final thoughts before we go?
Well, I'd like to personally thank the world champ, Damien Wayne, for coming on tonight. It was a great pleasure speaking to you, and I'm looking very forward to March the 5th to see your title defense against Nate Diamond.
I appreciate that, guys, and thank you for allowing me up here. And always love the platform that guys provide us wrestlers to get ourselves over, get promotions over, get shows over, and whatnot. And I'm looking forward to March 5th myself, guys.
Well, champ, like I told you before, you are always welcome on this panel. Anytime you've got time to join us, we are glad to have you, sir.
Exactly right.
Appreciate you guys. Everybody take care. Nate Diamond. See you March 5th, my friend.
See you March 5th.
Wow. Anybody else before we go? We got about a minute.
I got a question for Nate. When that cherry hit you with, did it have an AIWF network logo on it?
No.
Because I didn't know if that was from the network either. I'm kind of worrying about this whole network thing that we got going on here.
I want to say this.
I don't know if anyone else is thinking this thing, but maybe I think like in theories or maybe things people don't think of.
I'm going to close with this. Speaking of the network, for those that didn't have the chance to watch the live rebroadcast of the live event, I encourage you to download Roku, and you can join the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Network. And very soon you will see Season Beatings on there, and you'll be able to watch it along with a whole extensive library that covers 30 years of AIWF, and definitely tune in to the Roku channel. But before I leave, I want to say something that as I close out, as the new Mid-Atlantic champion, and I am going to be a fighting champion, open challenge. But I don't want to take away from Saturday. I didn't have the opportunity to say this, but 2021 was definitely a trying time for me. But those fans, they stood behind me. And so each time that I defended, I'm not only defending it for the AIWF and for myself, but I'm defending it for those fans. And that being said, those other 4 contenders that were in that match, I just want to close by saying much respect. I know that some of us don't see eye to eye, but I will give respect where respect's due, because the one thing that I've learned, you know, a lot of people think that I'm one of the young ones, but I always consider myself old school because I've had to learn from the old school style. And that being said, I give respect where respect's due. And Dave, I don't have a lot of respect for you, but this I will say, I've always been told by some of the old guys, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Just remember that.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
After I congratulated him and said the good things, tried to be the nice person, and he wants to be negative towards me. That's all good. That's all good.
Oh, mercy. Well, we will continue this conversation next Thursday night at 7 p.m. or a couple of minutes late. It's tradition with the AIWF and bell times. But anyway,
Hey,
thank you so much,
we
everybody.
start and we're never on time to end.
Yeah, but it's always a good show. And I'd like to thank all you guys, the ones that have had to drop off too, everybody that showed up on the panel tonight. This is what I wish the show could be every week. So, you know, you guys are always welcome, and certainly appreciate everybody jumping on, and all you fans watching out there in Facebook land. We appreciate you too. Hopefully we'll have this thing up on YouTube sometime tomorrow. But anyway, and remember, if you got independent wrestling in your area, independent wrestling, unlike WWE, AEW, is not supported by big television contracts. Live attendance is key. It's just like the old territory days. So get out and support your local indie promotion. And with that said, we will see you next week. And until next time, so long for now. Good night, everybody.